What's going on, guys? Welcome to Chris and Matt on Movies. My name is Matt, and today we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite Oscar movie winners of the past, of all time. This can go back all the way to the 1920s, I believe, when Wings won the Oscar for Best Movie, and there was another one that won the same year, because they did it every 2 years. But we're going to get into it right now, and I'm going to start out with number 5, and that is Forrest Gump. Now, I know Forrest Gump doesn't get a lot of love like it should, but I love this movie to death. It's a fantastic movie. I think everybody will appreciate it as well. It kind of captures the past in that way, and it shows everything he's done and how successful he is, but how simple he is at the same time. And I think that's a good thing. We all need to be like that, where maybe not necessarily, with a disability per se, but how, we can get all these great things, but we're still humble. So that's my number 5. My number 4 is a very disturbing movie called Schindler's List. It's a very disturbing movie, but man, is it a great one. It's one of Steven Spielberg's best movies ever made, period. It's not his best, for sure, but it's definitely one of his best, which is incredible, to say the least. Liam Neeson's incredible in the movie. So is, I'm going to say his name. It's one of the Fine brothers. Ralph Fiennes? Yeah, let's call him Ralph Fiennes. He played Voldemort in Harry Potter, so that brother. But he's incredible in the movie too, and I like how Spielberg chose black and white. So that's my number 4. My number 3 is Gladiator, Ridley Scott's best movie, I believe, and an incredible performance by Russell Crowe. Number 2 is Rocky. Rocky is one of the greatest sports movies ever made, period. Sly's best performance ever as well. A great story, and it's told very beautifully as well. And my number 1 greatest movie that won an Oscar for Best Picture is Braveheart. And what can you say? It's Mel Gibson's best movie ever. It's an incredible movie about William Wallace back in Scotland. So that is my number 1. So Chris, let's go to you, and then I'll send us off.
Hey, welcome to the best and worst of Best Picture winners. Ignore the music. I'm sorry about that. Let's move on. Top 5 Best Picture winners. Let's get it started right now. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to go with the most recent film that I think a lot of people should check out, and that movie is Birdman. Birdman is such a fantastic film. It's such an incredible movie, and it's the best picture I think I've seen for a long time, and it's so unique because Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu, I think I pronounced that right, did such a fantastic job with the film, and it was really great, and it's such a great film, and I rewatched it again recently. It's such a great movie. Check it out. Number 4, I'm going to go with a lot of classic movies for this list. You're going to see some classic films in here. My number 4 is West Side Story. Now, if you've never heard of the movie West Side Story, I think you should check it out. Now, there's a lot of movies on here that you could say it deserves to be on here, it needed to be on here, and this is one I think needs to be on here. This is one of the best films probably in the past couple of years that it's a musical. I love musical. There's some musicals I really enjoy. There's some I don't. What's That Story had something unique about it, and it brought something real to it. Number 3, I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to say that my number 3 is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Now, if you have never seen this film, this is such a unique film. It's such a brilliant film. And it's a unique movie, and I really enjoy it. My number 2 is actually going to be The Godfather. The first Godfather, not the second Godfather. Even though I enjoyed the second Godfather, you could not... I'm going to be mad shit about this because he didn't have it on his list. This needs to be on the list. It needs to be on the best picture films because this is one of the greatest movies ever made. This is a fantastic film. Check it out. And obviously my number 1 movie, I mean, it's my 3rd favorite film of all time. It's my favorite biography film. And that's Lawrence of Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia is one of the best films ever made. And I know Matt's going to say Braveheart should be the best Oscar movie. To me, it's Lawrence of Arabia. I remember growing up and watching this with my grandfather. It's such a unique film. And it's such a brilliant performance from Peter O'Toole, who deserved the Best Picture Best Actor win, but he didn't get it. But that's my list. Some honorable mentions real quick before I send back to Mac. The Godfather Part 2. Rocky is one of them. I completely disagree. I say Ben-Hur should be on this list. The honorable mentions are so many. But that's it for me. Matt, back to you.
So you just heard Chris's picks for his top five. Those are some solid picks. There's so many great movies that are you know, nominated, and I don't know Chris's movies, but I can tell you right now, Ben-Hur, I think is boring. I don't think it deserves to be in the top 5, top 10, top 20, top 30 at all. It's just a slow movie that doesn't really do anything for me. And to be honest, that's why I didn't hate the remake as much, because people are like, oh, it's horrible compared to the original. And it's not that good of a movie per se, but still, I mean, it's not terrible, you know, and I think that's because I wasn't a fan of Ben-Hur, which I think is overrated. I think there's other movies that came out that year that were better. So that's going to do it for us today. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to subscribe and see more. Also, comment below. Let me know what you can think. You find Chris on here. You also find him on his channel, Chris Day. And you can find me at That Movie Guy. And I promise, Chris, I'm going to start talking about this channel more on there. I promise you. But if you want to see more of me, check me out on That Movie Guy. I do reactions to more than just movies. I just did one on Casey Neistat. We'll say, yeah, about him selling his company to CNN and him explaining why he did. So you can check that out if you want. Check out many of our other reviews that have came up. Check out all that goodness. And we'll see you next time. I've been Matt. That was Chris.